the practices Google have adopted to make sure that they are the default for like different devices and products. Now I know they pay Apple an awful lot of money. They also pay Verizon, Android, and I think in 2021, they paid 26.3 billion to these companies to make sure that they were the default browser. And they know that they're going to get that money back because when people use the browser, they're going to click on the ads, and that's how it all works.
Some interesting quotes that have been brought up. So these are from the closing deck, search advertising US and plaintiff stage versus Google. And these are on monopoly power. So this is in regards to what the case is about, effectively. From United States versus EI, DuPont and Numos, from 1956. So this is quite old. Monopoly power is the power to control prices or exclude competition. From AM Tobacco Co. versus United States, so this is like about cigarettes and well, tobacco in general. The material consideration is in determining whether a monopoly exists if power exists to raise prices or to exclude competition when it is desired to do so. Then from United States versus Microsoft, interestingly enough, from 2001, direct evidence shows a firm's power to control prices or exclude competition. So it goes along the same lines as the 1956 one. And then finally, Microsoft commenting on it, I think in the same one. Monopoly power exists where something a firm without a monopoly would have been unable to do, or behavior difficult to explain unless the defendant has a monopoly product. And I think that last one in particular, especially going with Microsoft and their monopoly over operating systems, obviously with Windows. What is interesting about it is that difficult to explain unless the defendant has a monopoly product. And I think that is true of Google. Like, I think that is the most true thing about Google, actually, because how do you explain the fact that rather than like paying like an ad spend or like a budget for ads, like if you in old school advertising, you'd pay like 500 and you have your ad shown on like the radio, or sorry, they talk about your ad on the radio or something like that. But you have this like a bidding system where people are like basically bidding with their business to try to like, get to the top because that will get them conversions. And I think an auction system like that would be difficult to explain unless you specifically had like an iron fist over it.
Yeah.
Like because yeah, exactly. So that is really interesting for that monopoly thing. I think what this is going to have an effect on about, regardless of what happens, I think, like I said before, that I just don't think it would really change anything. I think what's going to happen is they're probably going to get fined, and that'll be it.